The baggage handling process is an integral part of any commercial airport, and the entire efficiency of an airport is largely dependent upon it. Several different sub-processes interact with each other and cause domino effects because of system and procedure interconnectivity. A cyber-physical attack can exploit different sectors of the infrastructure, even if they are physically or logically far away from the threat entry point. The BHS area is located on the air side with limited and restricted access rights. This means that everyone is subject to screening through metal detector doors and an X-ray check of personal belongings. Such airside security checks, combined with issuing of ID cards for all employees, provides a very high level of certainty and safety since no one is excluded from these checks. However, this may be a problem if we assume that the attack comes from within, in the form of a corrupt employee. Without raising any suspicions, the employee comes to work and sticks to their usual routine. The SATIE Vulnerability Management System, or VUMS, is used to prevent cyber attacks by detecting cyber vulnerabilities and, when a vulnerability is detected, alerting SOC operators and allowing quick remediation of the vulnerability. For instance, within Scenario 4, the vulnerability exploited by the Eternal Blue exploit is known as CVE 2017-0143 and has been at the origin of the well-known WannaCry attack. With SATIE VUMS, assets affected by this vulnerability would have been identified as soon as the vulnerability was disclosed. The known remediation, here installing a Windows security update, would have then been applied. VUMS is made of two components: VIP, the Vulnerability Intelligence Platform by Airbus, and GLPI, the Gestion Libre des Parcs Informatiques by TechLib. VIP is in charge of gathering and analyzing newly disclosed vulnerabilities from various sources, including the National Vulnerability Database, computer emergency response teams, or security bulletins. VIP provides a REST API to query for vulnerabilities by date, component, or other characteristics. GLPI is in charge of managing an automatic inventory of airport IT assets, such as desktop computers, servers, network equipment, industrial control systems, among many others, using the Fusion Inventory agent deployed on the assets. This inventory contains the precise version of the operating systems and software which are installed on these assets. These versions information and the vulnerabilities data are used to determine which assets are potentially vulnerable. To avoid false positives when a vulnerable asset is identified, further review and analysis is performed in order to confirm the presence or absence of the vulnerability. VUMS can also leverage vulnerability scanners such as OpenVAS to discover vulnerabilities that are not software vulnerabilities but that come from weak credentials, misconfigurations, or improper rights management. When a vulnerability is confirmed, VUMS raises an alert to the Incident Management Portal. This alert includes all needed information about the vulnerable assets, the vulnerability description, and severity level, allowing IT airport operators to apply remediation measures. The storyline Ransomware starts with the physical intrusion of a compromised personnel, a disgruntled employee, in the check-in area, where he has easy access and an opportunity to connect a USB device to a check-in workstation. His colleagues suspect nothing and he acts as if he has no bad intentions. At the right time, he connects the USB device and the attack begins. Due to the presence of malware on the USB device, it is deployed on the workstation. Then the malware spreads through the BHS network using the Eternal Blue exploit. As soon as malware initiates the network scan, SATIE detects it and raises an alert. The second alert of a tampering parameter modification is triggered soon after and instantly displayed to the SOC operator via the SATIE Incident Management Portal. The malware reaches the Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition, or SCADA for short. There are many cases where similar attacks were performed and ransomware-infected systems were forced to shut down in order to prevent the infection from spreading. The attacker's motive here is money, and it is expressed by asking for a ransom to return everything as it was before. By this turn of events, passengers may be mostly affected indirectly. Although their safety is not compromised, denial of baggage service will probably lead to delayed flights or lost bags. On the other side, BRS employees, as part of the baggage reconciliation system, who should scan the bags will become disorganized and put under pressure to do their job on time under extraordinary circumstances. Since the BHS area is equipped with potentially dangerous vehicles and devices, the safety at work could be compromised and injuries become more possible. Using the SATIE solution, the SOC operator can recognize the attack in time and act to prevent it. The Security Operations Center operator, abbreviated SOC, is working in this office, checking alerts and notifications from the SATIE tools. Assuming the operator does their job conscientiously, they can respond to the first alert before the attack even starts and the ransomware spreads. Aware of the initial ransomware compromise made by the attacker, the SOC operator uses BIA, the Business Impact Assessment tool, to study the next possible actions the attacker can do to potentially further compromise the baggage handling system. Based on the BIA simulation, the SOC operator now understands that the attacker's next target likely will be the BHS PLCs. So, SATIE prevented our attacker from getting the money, but let's suppose that there is another attacker working in the BHS this time. Now the BHS employee will try to attack by connecting a Raspberry Pi to a BHS network switch, driven by even more dissatisfaction with work and seeking revenge on the employer. When the Raspberry Pi is connected to the switch, it floods the BHS network and creates a network loop causing a distributed denial of service of the BHS. As a result of this DDoS attack, the BHS becomes disorganized. SATIE raises an alert at this point so the SOC operator can react accordingly. The attack will cause confusion in the BHS area where bags will not be sent to the corresponding carousel. After a while, the bags will fall on the manual chute, leaving operators little time to sort the bags. Undoubtedly, a certain amount of baggage will remain not loaded onto the aircraft before scheduled departure times. Thus, some bags will be lost and will have to be processed through the Lost and Found office. That is why this storyline is called The Lost Baggage. This time, the target is a Wi-Fi network intrusion through brute force to crack the password. Next, after cracking the Wi-Fi credentials, a cyber attack is run to corrupt the destination carousel by entering the BHS network via a Wi-Fi endpoint. The cyber attack consists of a man-in-the-middle attack between the SAC and the PLC. SATIE triggers the alert of tampering parameter modification in a BHS network packet, and the SOC operator now knows what to do. The bags are redirected to a manual chute for bags with problems and not towards the proper carousel. As a consequence of this step, aircraft could take off without any bags. Luckily, SATIE confirms the previous alarm with the BPIDS alarm that identifies the current location of the bag in the BHS. When there would be no SATIE alerting and detection tools, any bags could be loaded onto the aircraft. This catastrophic event would certainly result in financial casualties. Apart from the worst-case scenario, attacks on an insufficiently protected VHS could lead to partial or incomplete lack of system usability. This entails almost imminent flight delays and the creation of crowds where passengers are more vulnerable and easier to attack. Reputational and financial losses for the airport will be significant, so using the SATIE solution as support can help and predict such unfortunate events. Here we are going to illustrate the notion of the extended passenger concept with the usage of the passenger anomaly detection and luggage anomaly detection tools combined together. The extended passenger concept is that anyone who enters in a restricted area with their items, in an airport for example, should be controlled in order to ensure that they are allowed to access this area first, and that they keep their items with themselves at all times, as well as when they leave the area. Usually, at a check-in desk, the agent collects the passenger document, manually verifies the identity of the passenger, edits the boarding pass, checks in their luggage, and eventually controls the hand luggage quantity and weight. The passenger anomaly detection and the luggage anomaly detection tools enrich this process by introducing additional controls in order to reduce risks. The first control enriches the passenger identity verification with the passenger anomaly detection tool. The passenger anomaly detection front-end part is composed of a laptop and a passport reader. Before issuing the boarding pass, the operator first checks the identity of the passenger and the validity of their document. To do so, the operator collects the passport from the passenger and places it on the passport reader. The information from the MRZ or chip will be collected from the passport and automatically filled in on the different fields of the application. At this stage, the operator can check the photo within the passport and the person in front of them. Once confirmed, they submit the search in order to perform checks on various watch lists regarding stolen documents or wanted persons. When everything is clear, the operator gets a message "OK to board" and can proceed with the check-in. According to the number of watch lists included, for example, wanted persons in the departure country, wanted persons in the destination country, stolen documents, etc., this message guarantees to the agent that the passenger and their document are valid. They are allowed to leave the country and will not be rejected from the destination country either. When the document is invalid, stolen, or the person is wanted, a "further control needed" message is raised on the agent's screen and a notification is sent to the correlation engine of the SATIE solution that a hit has been raised against the watch lists in order to perform further checks with the appropriate authorities, police for example. When the passenger is finally given permission to travel, the agent prints their boarding pass and checks in their luggage. At this stage, a new step is introduced in order to enroll the luggage and associate the luggage images to the luggage tag. Just like when you enter certain parking garages, your parking ticket is associated with your car through its license plate, and thus it is used to ensure that it is the right car leaving when you exit the parking garage. To do so in this context, once the agent has placed the luggage tag on the luggage, they will use the luggage anomaly detection tool to take pictures of the luggage and enroll it in the system. The front-end part of the luggage anomaly detection tool is composed of a tablet. The agent enters the luggage tag ID, either by scanning it or typing it in manually, and takes 4 pictures of the luggage from different angles in order to cover the different details and peculiarities of the luggage. Here we are illustrating the photo captured with the tablet in order to show the portability of the solution, but usually this enrollment is done faster and automatically behind the carousel. Due to logistical constraints, we could not deploy the enrollment platform in the Zagreb airport. In the same way, the hand luggage is collected from the passenger, a luggage tag is generated, and the luggage pictures are taken to also be enrolled. At this stage, the extended passenger concept is created. The person, their items, and the photos of their items are associated together. The agent then finalizes the check-in process by giving the passenger their passport and the boarding pass with the luggage tags. Usually, in the airport, once we have passed the hand luggage scan area, until the boarding gates, there are no more controls performed. Anything could occur between the duty-free shops, the restaurants, and the boarding gates. For example, the luggage could be stolen, exchanged, found abandoned, which all could have serious consequences in the passenger flow, the air traffic, and passenger security. Within this area, the luggage are not controlled anymore, only the person and their ID are. So here we are going to illustrate the usage of the luggage anomaly detection tool. This tool is a portable solution that can be used at any strategic area of the airport to enrich and complete the current airport processes and controls by bringing additional security for both the passengers and the employees. For example, at the boarding gates before entering the plane, usually the agent checks your ID and scans your boarding pass in order to ensure that the right person with the right ticket is getting on the plane. The hand luggage is eventually checked to ensure they respect the weight and size requirements, but never if it actually belongs to you or not. With the Luggage Anomaly Detection Tool, or LAD, the agent can now check your hand luggage and authenticate it by scanning the luggage tag and seeing if the tag corresponds to the hand luggage that has been declared and enrolled at the check-in desk, and that it belongs to you or not. Between the luggage drop at the check-in and the plane, the luggage can be subject to different situations in the BHS and on the carousel. The luggage tag could be torn off, it could be creased, or it could be removed and placed on another one intentionally by a corrupted employee. All of these situations make the baggage handling system not able to track the luggage and process it correctly to its destination. This will have an impact on luggage processing flow and will require manual controls, which could then delay the planes as well. Here we are going to illustrate the usage of the Luggage Anomaly Detection tool for each of these cases. When a luggage tag is creased, normally the BHS redirects the luggage to the manual coding station, where an operator checks the tag, places it correctly to be read by the BHS, and replaces it on the carousel. At this stage, the agent does not check if the luggage tag belongs to the luggage or not. As of today, they don't have the means to do so. But with the Luggage Anomaly Detection tool, they can now scan the tag and visualize the pictures of the luggage. This will confirm that the crease was accidental and no one has exchanged the tag from another piece of luggage. When a luggage tag is torn off, normally the BHS redirects the luggage to the manual coding station where an operator checks for the tag. When they cannot find it, they will redirect it for further investigation as they do not know who the owner is nor which destination it should go to. As of today, there is no easy way to do that and it takes time. Usually in such a situation, the luggage will be pushed to the lost and found luggage process, sometimes being opened to identify any clues of the owner. For sure, the luggage will not take the plane with the passenger. Now, however, with the Luggage Anomaly Detection tool, the agent can take a picture from different angles of the luggage and submit an identification search to the system. The system will then present a list of potential candidates with pictures, and the new tag could be generated for the luggage to be processed immediately to its destination. Between the BHS and the plane, a luggage cart is used to transport luggage to the plane. The agent usually scans the container and scans each luggage that is going to be placed in this container in order to indicate in which container the luggage is. This guarantees the traceability of the luggage between the BHS and the container on the plane. At this stage, the agent does not know if the tag belongs to the luggage or not, they just know that it is a valid tag. With the Luggage Anomaly Detection tool, the agent can now scan the luggage tag and immediately visualize the pictures of the luggage, its owner information, and its destination, confirming, by the way, the correspondence between the luggage and its tag. In the airport transport rules and policies, in case of a passenger who is not present on the plane, there is a process requiring that the luggage of the passenger be removed from the plane too. The Container and Luggage Association process before helps identify the container in which the passenger luggage is. In such a situation without SATIE, the identification of the luggage to be removed from the container takes time because the agent does not have any idea of the shape or color of the luggage and needs to scan all of the luggage one by one to identify the correct one. This has an impact on the plane's schedule and could cause cascading delays. This is why there are often several calls for the missing passenger by agents throughout the airport. Now, with the luggage anomaly detection tool, the agent can enter the luggage tag and retrieve the pictures of the luggage from the system. The agent can then have a look at the appropriate container in the plane and directly remove the correct luggage, speeding up significantly this removal process.